Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Cancer in the month of January 2020. What is going on, Cancer? How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, Cancer, Happy New Year. How was it? Did you have a good time? I hope you did. I had an amazing time. I planned a party for my friends and my family. I think it went pretty well. I had an amazing time, and I think everybody in attendance also had an amazing time. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a wonderful time bringing in the new year. I'm back, had about a 2.5 week hiatus because, family came to town, and when they come to town, they kind of screw my schedule up. So I really only had time to do personals. I had no time to do the no communications reading, but I'm back here doing the monthlies now, and hopefully we'll be back on schedule by the time of February. But we'll see. Anyway, Cancer, I have shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. The timestamp is in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. Also down there's the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have any questions before you place a personal reading, feel free to email me at the same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. And again, guys, first time I'm mentioning it in this video, but if you do find that you like the video and you want to tell me about it, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff that YouTube allows you to do, keeps the video in circulation, keeps your girl, as a competitive person in the tarot on YouTube market. And it would just be an amazing way to show support to the channel if you're not purchasing any personal readings or doing donations, okay? All right, let's get into it. I want to see Cancer's outcome for January 2020. Please show me Cancer's outcome in January 2020. Please show me. What? Come on. There it is. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. And we'll take it like that. Let's go ahead and flip what came face down for you so we can see what's fully going on. Hey. All right. All right, Cancer, let's get into it. Please show me where Cancer is in January 2020. Please show me Cancer in January 2020. Please show me. Okay, that was easy. Nice and quick. I like that. Cancer, coming into January, you come in with the energy or the card or whatever I usually say of the Seven of Pentacles. What do I normally say? I don't know if I say no, I think I normally say you come in with. So you come in with the Seven of Pentacles. Anyway, Seven of Pentacles. Evaluation time, evaluation period, going over your life, taking stock of what you have, possibly materially with your money, your job, your finances, your career, the things that you value in life, the time you have, the free time and the leisure time you have. In some cases, maybe even relationships, right? I'm getting that as well. But basically taking stock and feeling ready to make a move in either direction. What does that mean? Oh, all right. Okay. So I feel as though, because you see this guy, he's standing on this garden. Oh, come on, focus, you punk. All right, there you go. So you see this guy, he's standing on his garden path. He's leaning on his shovel or his hoe or whatever that is. And he's really admiring how his pentacles are growing. Now, this guy can continue to let those pentacles grow on the vine, grow on the shrub, or he can kind of pluck them off and harvest them, right? So I feel as though, Cancer, many of you are in this, is the time right? Can I do it now? Can I have this now? Can I make this move now? Can I whatever now? There's this question of, is it now? How about now? Now? So in terms of your career, in terms of moves with your finances, that could be, is it time to, ask for a promotion or ask for a raise? Is it time to leave my job here and seek a position somewhere else? Is it time to go back to school? Is it time to, do whatever? In other cases, it feels like a relationship, which is weird because I don't know that necessarily the Seven of Pentacles is directly related to relationships, but there could be something about, like how you're intertwined with another person. So for some of you, this could be, is it time for us to move in together? Is it time for us to start thinking of buying a home and no longer renting? Is it time for us to, expand the family? Maybe you've got 2 kids already and you're kind of like, but I want another one. It could be something like that. So there is this idea of future forward ideas, or future forward focus, I should say, and really trying to evaluate which path or which pentacle that you might pluck off of that tree is going to be the ripest, is going to be the one that fulfills you the most. So it's a combination of, is the time right now? Like, should I start making moves now? Or which road or which new endeavor should I embark on? Again, new job, new career move, new child in the family, move in together. In some of your cases might be the opposite, separation. It can go any way. It's a general, right? But you've got your thinking cap on, basically, Cancer, and it feels positive because I think I feel as though you're coming at this with a clear head. I think that you're evaluating things in a pretty objective manner, as much as any individual can be objective about their own life, right? Which is a very hard task. We're all living in a subjective experience, right? But I think you're trying to be as objective as possible, being open to criticism or being open to seeing things from a different perspective. It's a very calm Seven of Pentacles. It's not frantic. It's not like rushed. Even though you're like, is it now? Is it now? You might be kind of eager, but I don't feel like I gotta act now. If I don't act now, then I'll miss it. No, I think that you're like, is it now though? Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe I'll wait a day or two. Okay, maybe it's now. But it's like you're really not panicked to do anything. You're evaluating and you're anticipating what to do, but you're not rushing into, yes, there. That's why. I'm like, why am I saying no rush, no rush? You don't have a rush because I think you're trying to be smart here. Yeah. You or someone else around you is trying to be smart. Knight of Pentacles, right next door. So Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be dealing with an Earth sign, but you don't have to be. And this could be you, it could be someone else. But I think that in general, the vibe here is slow and steady wins the race. We don't want to make any missteps, because that's the other thing with the Seven of Pentacles. You've put in this work. This guy, again, on the garden path, he didn't get that splendor. He didn't get that abundance or that bush to sprout those pentacles overnight. No, this took time. This took effort. This took preening and mowing and all that kind of stuff, right? Watering the plants, right? That stuff doesn't accumulate overnight. So there is no rush to get into something or to get out of something, because we have already, plotted a course, or we've already invested so much, right? So this Knight of Pentacles comes along, or is kind of backing you up. This slow and steady, let's do everything in measured form, right? Let's not rush anything. The Knight of Pentacles, slowest knight in the deck, right? And very methodical, very smart, very patient. And I feel like this is mostly you, Cancer. There might be people who are working alongside you, people that you share a home with, or people that you work with that are kind of in the same headspace or in the same mode of operation as you are. But I feel it's mostly Cancer. Cancer is not being panicked or pushed or feeling as if they have to act now. Okay, thank you. In some of your cases, this is a lesson. This is a lesson in patience. Where previously maybe you did rush into things too quickly, or maybe you did make decisions without having all the information. And not to say that, in some of your cases maybe you did, but not to say that equaled a huge consequence. But you've now realized, oh, if I had waited and gotten all the information that I needed, I wouldn't have had to go back. And you know what I mean? So based on lessons that you've learned, and based on, your own desire to get it right, to make the right step forward in your own life or in your family life, in your career, it doesn't really matter. You want this very measured approach that the Knight of Pentacles is supporting you with. In some of your cases, like I said, this could be an external person, and this could be, someone you work with. This would be your husband, your wife, another family member, whoever this is. They match you, or they are the ones who, in some ways, might be modeling or taking the lead. Knights don't necessarily take on roles of leadership because that's more reserved for queens and kings. But I feel as though this person, because they're doing it in such a measured way, you might take your cues from them. So you might be the wife saying, "Oh my God, I want to get pregnant. I want another baby," and your husband or your wife or whoever could be like, no, we just, maybe this person reminds you, well, we just purchased something like a huge purchase for the house, or we just got a new car or something like that. And it's so like, I would love to get you pregnant, and I would love for us to be, having another child, but, financially, it might not be the best idea right now. So let's go over our finances. Let's see what we can start to save and cut back on, because, bringing a baby in this world is not a cheap expense, right? So the desire to do what you want to do is matched by this person, Cancer, but I feel one or both of you are being very like methodical, being very like reserved, and like pulling back on the reins, being like, slow down them horses, because we really can't fudge this up, basically. Now, further, yeah, I think we're going to have a nice little go round here. I think we're going to have a nice little, yep, okay. So, sort of similar to what I was just saying, you've got the Chariot card next, Cancer. Now, this is your major arcana, right? So, it feels as though this moment in your life is quite pivotal, because in some ways it's life or path altering, right? The Chariot comes along in moments where we have to act, we have to be decisive, and we have to be mindful of what we're doing, or at least that's the ideal. We would like, or at least this energy would like you to be mindful of what you're doing, and to mean what you do, because the Chariot is not half-stepping. The Chariot is not about making moves just for the sake of it. This Chariot is on a route. It's on a journey. It's on what do you call it? Yeah, a route. It's like traveling a route. Like if this was like a flight, or if this was like a train route. It's like if you want to go from New York to DC on a train, you don't need to go through Pittsburgh. It's just not necessary. So the Chariot aims to reach a destination, to move towards a goal, and to do it expeditiously, or to do it with some type of sense, some type of purpose. Often, tarot readers will say this is like a card of destiny. In your case, maybe. In some of your cases, maybe it is a card of destiny. Because the Chariot moves by the light of the North Star, the brightest star, right? It follows its destined path, led by the stars, right? So what's written above this card, or this energy, makes it so down below, so to speak. Now, that is at play for some of you, not all of you. Some of you, it's nothing to do with destiny. It's just about mindfulness and being secure and being, quote unquote, smart with the moves that you make. I feel there might be a complication in something that I haven't mentioned in a while when I've encountered the Chariot card, but I'll mention it here because there is a slight complication. You see the two sphinxes, right? The black one and the white one. The Chariot has to master these opposites, master these two independent energies, and make them both work for a common goal, or move in a common direction, right? Let's say the black one wants to go left or right, and the white one wants to go left, right? So you have to get these two opposing energies, or these two opposing people, maybe that's what you're dealing with, to agree to something. So maybe, like I said, this Knight of Pentacles energy, it could belong to you and your partner, if this is about, having children or deciding to move in together or whatever, or it could just be one of you. So that could be it. You have to then become a negotiator, or, again, because I feel as though Cancer's trying to be objective and trying to remove themselves from a subjective point of view in whatever they're dealing with. So you might have to, let's say you do want to move in with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, whatever. or even with friends. You know, a lot of people, young people, you know, I can't make it out here on my own. These economic streets are not supportive of a young person working one solid job, right? So you get together with whoever you want to live with, and you say, okay, I want to move downtown. And this person's like, I think we should move to like the outskirts of the city. It's cheaper rent. There's more space, you know, I want to have a dog in the house, or, you know, if we want more kids, there's just going to be more square footage for that down the line, blah, 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 blah. But then your argument is, well, I work downtown, or you know, there's more access to this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. So you guys have to sit and compromise, right? That's what the charioteer, the driver of the chariot, has to do. Find a compromise to make these two opposing forces, or these are two opposing points of view, come together and move in one solid direction. Yeah. So all this up here is like heavy evaluation, your top line. And I think you're doing it again from this pretty, not, you know, none of us can be objective totally, but I feel as though you're really taking a step back from what you want. You know, Cancer is not automatically not a very self-serving energy to begin with, but you're doing even more compromising, or being more open to what other people have to say, or someone's doing that towards you. This is a general, it could go the other way. So progress, slow progress, right? Because you've got 2 Pentacles cards and you have yourself as the Chariot. Water energy is the second slowest of all the elements. So maybe it's ramping up at some point, right? Now, what happens next? Well, okay, here we go. Because I'm like, this is such a positive reading, Cancer. There has to be a little hiccup here. Here she is. So a little bit of a hiccup with the Chariot. We have to get things to agree, even if it's on a path of destiny. You know, just because a path is destined, you know, just a little timeout here. If you ever hear me or any other tarot reader say, oh, it's destiny, it's destiny. Destiny doesn't equal easy, right? I think that kind of goes without saying, but just to clarify for those people who get wrapped up in sort of the dream of what tarot and esoteric shit is, destiny, soulmates, blah, 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 all those like soft, cutesy words that sound nice and, you know, we write them on our dream boards. That doesn't mean that is easy. So even if your path is destined, it is not easy, just to clarify. Now, then we have this Queen of Wands character. They're definitely hammering down on a mother archetype here, like a mother-in-law, or like an older female person. Older female. So it's, in many of your cases, this person will be in the form of a female body, but more to the point, it's more of an older feminine energy is what I really should be saying. But what they're showing me is archetypes of like older women. But I know energetically men can embody that type of energy. So anyway, and it doesn't have to be someone who is your mother or an older woman. This could be a younger person, but they just embody this energy. So this person is, they're not like in your way, but they just might be like a little bit of a speed bump that's in your way. Because what did I just tell you? Even if your past is destined, is not easy. So this could be, you know, speed bump number 1, Queen of Wands. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They don't have to be a fire sign. They could be, but they don't have to be. I feel like this person, like, they think they know best, you know. This could be, you know, just a friend of yours. You know, this could be that nosy neighbor. You know, you guys might live in an apartment complex right now. And you tell your neighbor, who's very friendly, you know, picks up your Amazon packages because this person's a retiree, and they, you know, oh, I saw your box outside your door. I didn't want anyone to come along and take it, so I brought it into my house. Here you go. They're very, I don't know why I'm putting on that accent, but I am. They help you out. This person wants to help you, and they're nice to you. However, their care and concern for you can kind of overstep sometimes, and they might share more of their opinion than you care to take on board. So I feel as though you tell this person you live in this apartment complex with this person, and they're like, oh yeah, I got your mail. I saw the mailman. You're like, and they catch up. So what's going on with you? How are you guys doing? Again, I don't know why I'm putting on this accent, but anyway, And they, you just have a rapport with this person, and eventually you're like, oh, we're thinking of moving downtown. Moving downtown. Now wait a minute. Now when you go down there, it's kind of dangerous. You got to be careful out there where you're going. You can't be living anywhere. And it's just like, we've already thought about that. Thank you very much, Mrs. Queen of Wands, or Ms. Queen of Wands. Maybe she's a divorcee or something. I don't fucking know. But you already kind of know what this person's concerns are, and they're kind of not going to let you off the hook. Like, you're going to have to hear them out before you make a decision. Like, again, this could just be a neighbor. I am feeling family and friends, so you probably know this person on a more intimate level than a neighbor. But this person is just like, I gotta tell you, I just don't feel comfortable with you doing that. I gotta tell you, I think it's a bad idea, or you gotta be careful out there. And they just want you to know that they're concerned, okay? It can overstep, especially if you know them more personally, as a friend or a family member, someone that you are tied to for life. If you're just a neighbor with this person, you simply move away and you don't really speak to them again, or you speak to them very sparingly. If this is your mom, God help you, So I don't feel that this person is interjecting and they're protesting to the point where they're going to stop you. But I think that they have your best interest at heart, Cancer, and they really want you to take their concerns seriously. I'm getting, again, this overbearing mother figure. I'm getting this, I'm just looking out for you, don't say I didn't warn you kind of shit. And after a while that can be kind of taxing, especially if you're already kind of in this evaluation period on your own and you've worked on being objective, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna hear everybody out, but then this person, they just go on and 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 on, and they repeat themselves and they say the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? Which is exactly what I just did. So anyway, so you get past, it's like you're sort of on a game board. I feel like the game of life or something is happening here. So what happens next? After you this is a very small interference. If it's bigger than anything I've expressed here, I would be surprised. I feel that this Queen of Wands really doesn't want to stop you, but doesn't want to see you make a misstep, okay? So their intentions are great. Their execution, maybe not so much. So what happens after that is we get this Ace of Wands energy, right? Yeah, thank you. So boom, we get the new idea, or we settle on the idea, right? I think that compromise that you're making with your partner, whether it's romantic or business, roommates, I don't care. And maybe you don't have anybody else that you're working with. You could be making decisions all on your own, Cancer, whatever. Regardless, we get to this point where the Ace of Wands is activated, meaning we put action behind our words. We put action behind our intentions. We go see apartments or see open houses. We go talk to a realtor. We start, talking about getting a loan from the bank, etc., etc., etc. This is putting fuel to the fire, so to speak, or getting our engines turned on, and we're actually going to start seeing physical results around us, right? So if this is about, let's take it off of moving and let's go back to the whole, what did I say before? Your job, or you're evaluating, you're evaluating making moves in your job. So this is the applications that you're putting out there. These are the interviews that you're going on. These are the changes that you're making to your portfolio or your resume. These are the things that you're showing, that you're creating, because Wands is creative energy. Wands is about creative in artistic ways, but then also creation as in just to make, to make from nothing, to put together, right? So these are the things that you're doing to showcase your intentions, or to showcase what you want next, right? So in terms of your career, I'm not seeing you chuck a deuce on your job and just you leave on a Tuesday, this is my last day. I don't see you leaving a job without warning. What I do see is you, again, slowly building up to make a transition. So you create something new. Could be within the job that you have, because I did say this is creative energy also with an artistic side of it. So there might be a problem in your current career or in your current job. You have identified a problem, and maybe with direction or without, it really doesn't matter, but maybe you've taken it up, or excuse me, you've taken on this you've taken on this energy that says, I'm going to find a solution to this problem, you know, and you present it to your boss or you present it to whoever. And, you know, it's kind of, I feel it's very fortunate in that case where you're presenting a solution to someone. I feel that it's well received because, again, you've done the hard work. You've done the very careful investigative action to find the solution. It may have taken you longer than what your boss may have wanted, or it may have taken more time and effort than maybe you initially thought it would, but the payout feels pretty good. Whether it's actual monetary payout or whether it's payout in terms of recognition. I feel, Cancer, that the more patient and careful you are, the more creative you are, or thinking at, because, you know, 9 of Wands. Ace of Wands is about thinking outside of the box, coming up with new original ideas, right? Even though maybe the process has been a little bit tedious for you, I feel as though that time it has taken you to cultivate, to kind of stew on, or find the exact perfect solution is actually so favorable for you, okay? If it's about finding a new place, you know, moving in with your spouse or moving in with roommates, it doesn't matter. If you've, you know, been waiting, you know, 4 months to find the right place, that 4 months is actually on time. That's the other thing with the Chariot, on time. The time to move is, again, what I was saying over here. Is it now? Oh, no. We haven't, you know, I really wanted to look at the place over on 68th. Do we have time to do that? And your partner says, no, I don't have time this week, maybe next week. And you're like, oh, next week doesn't work for me. So then you go 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now, right? And that is the exact time that you're supposed to go see the place on 68th Street. You know what I mean? Like, that's the Chariot. It moves at the correct time, all right? Final card in your main spread, Ace of Cups. So another ace. Slightly out of focus, but we'll take it. No, it's bothering me. I have to recorrect it. There you go. Ace of Cups. So Cancer, this feels up and up, my friends. So you get this creative surge, or you're able to create something new, or you find the right opportunity, you find the right place that you want to live, and you start to make moves towards that goal. So, okay, we found the place on 68th Street. It's perfect. You know, if we had come 2 weeks earlier, you know, the realtor tells you, oh, if you came to see this place 2 weeks ago, you would have seen, you know, there was a hole in the ceiling because, you know, something caved in and blah, blah, blah. But we got contractors in here. We cleaned the place up, blah, 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 blah. You know, now it's like perfect, you know, or maybe, you know, for those who are like, I want to live somewhere with a dog, and you go somewhere and it's like, oh, you know, 2 weeks ago we didn't allow any pets in this building, but we just got new, you know, whatever you need to get allowance for animals, and it's like, oh, we can now allow animals in this property, and you're like, oh my god, yes. So waiting gets you some results, if not most of the results that you want. Then happy days, yeah? The start of happy days. This is not, you know, aces are not the end points. Aces are the beginning, right? The seedlings. Oh, that makes sense because that's a garden. Again, the garden path in the Seven of Pentacles. So aces are seedlings, where we begin. So I feel as though, God, Cancer, you're just having a wonderful reading. I think maybe it's like a quiet victory for you, you know. It feels like a quiet celebration for you to get the new apartment or the new house, to, you know, go in and say, you know, you and your partner both agree it's time to, you know, start our family, or, you know, add to our family, whatever. You know, your boss tells you, you know, great job on that project, great job on, you know, getting us a solution to that problem. You know, we're gonna talk about some things for you in the future here in the company, because I think your work needs to be rewarded. Whatever you're hearing, or whatever you see start to take shape with that Ace of Wands, I don't want to say fulfills, but it really swells your heart. I'm going to say that. It swells your heart with this Ace of Cups. I think that you're seeing the value of this long evaluation that some of you might have had trouble adhering to, might have had, again, because I feel historically some cancers might act, sort of in a frenzy or sort of with like urgency. There's no urgency in that top line, really. No urgency. And I think at some point you might have felt insecure about that. Oh, can I be sure? Like, should we be waiting this long? Or, oh man, I feel as though my boss thinks I'm dragging my feet on this, but I really want to get it right. And maybe you've gone to your boss or gone to one of your higher ups and said, hey, can I get an extension here? I'm so close to finding out what I need, or I think I'm working on something. Can you give me more time? And, at some point you may have gotten a little bit of pushback. Maybe somebody expressed concern about the way in which you were going to do something with that Queen of Wands, and maybe you had some points of insecurity. But I'm telling you, the wait is worth it, or the time it takes to get to this point is worth it. You are swelled. Your heart is overflowing, much like the cup, with pride, with love, with adulation, joy, right? You feel good about yourself. Pat on the back. All you, I'm not, Wands plus, okay. I don't, it could be good news in terms of pregnancy. Like, I'm not really big on reading about children and pregnancy in the tarot anyway, but this ace plus that ace, I feel as though could be the meeting. It could be, news of, yes, the pregnancy is a go, okay? For those who are wishing for that or aiming for that. For some of you, that's actually, they're like, yep, because, I mean, what they're showing me is actually pretty graphic, but that works for my mind. Because sometimes I need it that way. Sometimes they need to like show me things bluntly. So great, good for you. Outcome, Cancer, is the High Priestess in reverse. Now, some of you who are familiar with tarot, you're like, oh no. High Priestess, that's you. Also, secondary major for Cancer. Some people say Pisces. I say Cancer because this is ruled by the moon, and you are attached to the moon. Pisces is attached to Neptune. That's why they're the hangman. Anyway, High Priestess in reverse. So, there could be some concern for some of you because, again, if you're familiar with tarot, you're like, oh my god, my intuition and listening to my guides and listening to my higher selves. And like this in reverse is kind of ignoring that or not being in tune with that. And that might apply, and maybe that's it, no offense to any potential earth signs that are watching or anyone who is highly attuned to earth elements or pentacles, but there's not a lot of spirituality usually in the pentacles suit, right? And I feel like those were like your strongest, like, these two were really like giving you the gusto, I feel, to get along this pathway, to see this thing to fruition, right? So you may have, and that actually makes sense if you really, well, at least in my estimation, it makes sense. You cannot always rely on your spiritual intuition. You cannot always rely on, your clairvoyance or your clairaudience, or, meditation can only get you so far, and journaling and putting up a vision board is only going to get you so far. You have to do things in the practical physical world because that's the world that you live in. If you lived out in the astral plane, if you lived in the 5D or the 4D, it'd be a different story. You live in the 3D and you have to deal with the things that surround the 3D or that are integral to the 3D experience. So that Pentacles path along with the Chariot and a little bit of Nag, but all this is kind of what you're doing in the day-to-day to kind of massage out or mold out a result that you want. This coming up as your result, I think, is maybe a recognition that it's not always up to the powers that be. It's not always up to an invisible man in the sky or whatever spirit guides you believe you have or whatever angels are watching your back. They are important, yes, but they are not the only way to get what you want done. This could also speak to maybe some of you, now that you have gotten what you need or gotten something accomplished that needed accomplishing. Now it's the time to return to trusting in, you know, the esoteric or the metaphysical, right? So it can go either way. I think that this is showing that some of you may in the previous at a previous point may have relied too heavily on this high priestess type energy, this inner knowing and trusting your guides and leaving it up in, you know, in the hand of God and let Jesus take the whatever. That may have been too much. And in other cases, it wasn't enough. So this, I think, is kind of telling you to kind of find that middle ground, that balanced area, right? Because I feel there's been, even though it's slow, it's been consistent. You know, if you have spent, like I said, months and months looking for a new job, or months and months looking for a new apartment or a new house or a house to buy or something like that, you're consistently spending weekends going to open houses. You're consistently sending emails to realtors, or, you know, being in contact with banks and credit unions to figure out which is the best way to finance the purchase of a home. You've been going at that like religiously, so to speak. You know, you've been really hammering on that energy of, I have to get this done. I have this goal in mind. I want to get here. I want to do that. Evaluation, action, evaluation, action, evaluation, action, right? Slow pace. Now that you've gotten some result, you see some payout from your endeavors, we can ease up a little bit and we can relax and get a little bit more back into the spiritual world or something like that is what this feels like. Yeah, I don't feel that this is like, because sometimes when I see the high priestess in the reverse, I feel like it's a negative thing personally, but I don't feel it is for you. Okay, I was concerned when I saw that, but no. Okay, so overall, excuse me. Oh my God, overall energy is the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So, you know, that's kind of semi-fitting. I find the Queen of Swords to be, she's not the most objective. I think the King of Swords is better at being objective. But the Queen of Swords does a pretty good job of being objective and trying to remove her emotions from a situation, which, you know, Cancer, water sign, you guys rule emotions. You know, all three of you water signs, you guys are the emotion gurus around here, right? So this overall energy is confirming to me, Cancer, that you've taken a step back. You've removed yourself from the subjective point of view as much as you can, and you've tried to come at things from a logical perspective. This could be someone who has helped you along the way. This could be the realtor. This could be someone working down at the bank. This could be your partner. This could be a counselor. You know, maybe this whole time, you know, with that being in reverse, it might show, again, meditation wasn't working, you know, balancing your chakras wasn't working, Reiki wasn't working. This could be a therapist. Like maybe some of you have had, you know, it's been like really stressful, this job, and you're like, oh, lots riding on the line. Let me go see my therapist who I haven't talked to in like 5 months. And this could be, you know, that person who's just like, so tell me what's going on at work. So I feel as though this Queen of Swords energy has helped you along the way, whether you've embodied it yourself or someone else has. It's observant energy, it's analytical energy, it's practical energy, but it applies intelligence to the practical steps. Meaning, it's like thinking better of it. You know, because even sometimes I think the Pentacles can be a little short-sighted. I think that the Queen of Swords is a little bit more long game. So again, going back to the whole apartment or house on 68th, that ends up being the perfect house. And you guys, you may have thought, you know, maybe we'll just skip 68th because the place that we saw over on, you know, Polly Poppin Avenue, I don't freaking care. But the house that we saw over there was pretty good. It didn't hit all the bells and whistles. It didn't get everything that we wanted. But, you know, I mean, maybe we'll just sign on to that. And then something told you, the realtor, you know, a therapist is like, well, if you're going to purchase a home, don't you want that home to be more, you know, exactly what you want? You know, this is a big investment, whatever. This energy told you to think better of it. Think think long game. So again, that place that got pushed to, you know, 2 weeks off that you didn't see the first time that you had an opportunity to see it, that ended up being the perfect place because this Queen of Swords energy, another person or your own intuition, so to speak, or your own reasoning said, you know what, maybe we'll wait. Let's see the place on 60th, and if that doesn't work out, then we'll go with the place on Polly Poppin Avenue or whatever I said, yeah? So that's what that feels like. Cancer, that's your reading for January 2020. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can leave a comment. Let me know how this reading resonated in your life if you choose to. You know, you can, of course, share this video as well, that other people know that you like my stuff. And if you haven't subscribed, Cancer, come on and subscribe. Help a girl out. Doing any and all of those things really shows your support for the channel, and you know, lets me know that you like the content that I'm putting up here. Cancer, I'm going to be back in a couple weeks. I'm going to be doing the mid-monthlies at that point. You'll see me again in February as I do the monthlies. I'm going to go live at some point for the entire collective. I do have a birthday live that I have to do for Capricorn, but I am also going to go live for the collective at some point in January. Be on the lookout for that. It'll be announced on the community tab. And anything else, my friends, will be announced at a future time, okay? All right, Cancer, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.